Awesome. We are live. This was fun and challenging, but Katja and I, we are on the go women. We just get shit done. Oh, did I just say that on camera? Oh, well, I
Yeah,
did.
we never.
Whatever. It is what it is. So I met Katja, I don't know. Did I meet you like, oh my God, it's got to be 6 years ago, right?
Yeah, at least
Six,
it's at
seven
least
years
6 years.
ago. And she is a good friend. She's with Douglas Elliman. She is originally from Peru, lived in Montreal, and then lived in my hometown of Toronto, and now lives in my other hometown of Boca Raton. She actually lives like 3 minutes away from me, and we see each other like pretty much never. Although once in a while we do. We've seen each other more this year than we did in all the other years combined. Um, but we now started doing a lot of work together. So Katya is really an expert realtor. She is a luxury realtor. She is a new construction expert. She focuses on some really amazing projects in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. And I have been sending her some of my Canadian clients because obviously, even though she speaks Spanish, she also speaks Canadian, and she knows the drill, how to work with Canadians, how to make them feel comfortable. And right now they're a little uncomfortable. Like her, she just fell, so that's why her hand is wrapped. So she joined my klutz club, I said, but anyway, that's not good. We don't want to join that club. But so she is, one of my go-tos for sure, and also obviously speaks Spanish, understands, deals with people struggling to flee anti-Semitism. We have just so much in common. It's crazy. The only thing, unfortunately, I don't have in common is I'm only on day 283 of Duolingo. So, but I just found out that my son has to take level 1, 2, 3 of Spanish, and he's going to take it online. So I'm going to learn with him. So soon I'll be fluent. Not quite.
Love that.
Yeah. So that's why Victoria is here. Victoria lives in Mexico, and she's been with me for several years. So we just are gonna maybe the two of them will talk a little about the market in Boca from in Spanish, because obviously I'm not really able to do that quite yet. But tell us, everybody thinks the market is soft, and everybody is fearful, and they think that the bottom hasn't fallen out yet, and they should wait a little longer. What would you say to all of that?
So thank you so much, Lauren, for having me here. First of all, my name is Katia Reisler. I am a realtor with Douglas Elliman in South Florida. I have been doing it for multiple years. I relocated full-time from Toronto. So when Lauren says, we go through different changes, the relocation portion is something that it makes us also have something in common. I am based full-time in Boca Raton, but I also do a lot of my business in Sunny Isles, Surfside, Aventura, and Miami, which is what I guess every Canadian calls, let's go to Miami. They mean there. They mean
Right. They
Sunny
don't mean
Isles,
South
Aventura.
Miami.
They mean that. And we also have a very heavy influx of South Americans going that way. And yes, I was born in Peru. I do speak Spanish. Hola, Victoria.
Hola.
And then we do see quite a bit of families. They are also favoring Boca, not as much as Miami, but they are also coming to Boca more for the schools. When it comes to how are we seeing the market, at the very high price point, we're seeing families relocating and purchasing. Um, there is still quite a bit of contracts being taking place. Literally this week alone, I'm working in 3. So it's not that the market is completely stopped. We did see a lot of people that obviously because of the changes and also because of the, banks and the fees are higher, but people that have been waiting are now moving forward. Because if you need a home for schools, if you need a home because you're relocating, you still need a home.
You still
We
need
are
a home.
also
You can't live in a trailer. I mean, you can, but it's
you
not
can.
ideal. I just filled out the forms for high school for Spanish River.
Yeah,
I'm going to public school, right? Not me, but my son for the first time. So I've never been asked all these questions. And one of the questions was, do you live in a home or do you live in a trailer, a this, or that, or this, or that can move? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't even, we go to a nice
yeah,
private school. I didn't even think about those things, but there are a lot of people that do.
yeah. So they people live in different areas, and yes, I'm shown also for Spanish River. So like that's the area where we both live in. But in general, we're still seeing movement. What we're also seeing is that the sellers are potentially not overpricing their properties. The buyers are very savvy right now, and they're doing the research. And with the platforms that we have, they're able to find out the prices. They're able to see everything. So it's no longer the let's ask whatever and we will attain it. The prices are leveling up. But we are seeing transactions. In general, this is when all the Canadians start going back home, but it's still the ones that are looking to rent. We are seeing transactions in the rentals. I put a property in the market last night at about 9 p.m. I already have an offer. And that
So
was
tell me, why do you think that is? Because that's very interesting dynamic, I think, that's
yeah,
going on right now. We've talked about this, about the rentals
yeah.
and feeling out the place, right? Which
Mhm.
is because not everybody knows exactly where they want to live. So if you want a rental and you want a rental in, especially in Boca or Sunny Isles or one of those in-demand places, let's say over season, when do you want to get that rental? Now or in 3 months from now?
Now, most of my actual clients already they have secured the rentals for next season because you have right now a bigger pool of properties. It is a little bit difficult for the rentals that are still considering doing an annual rental. So some people rather wait, but right now, honestly, at the way that the market is, people are taking the seasonal rentals. So we are going for seasonal right now.
Yeah. So in other words, the key is, and I think that this is an issue with a lot of Canadians, because Canadians are like, oh, we're going to wait, we're going to see what happens, just like with buying, just like with moving. And the reality is that if you wait and you want to see what happens, you're going to wait too long. And with seeing what happens, there's not going to be anything happening. You're going to be shut out of an opportunity to rent, an opportunity to buy, and an opportunity to get a visa because of the rules changing and because of
Yeah.
demand.
Yeah, and it's reality is if they're ready for something, it's better if they start looking now versus just waiting. The what we are seeing in the rentals is very rare that you can find anything for 3 months or 4 months. A lot of the owners are requesting 6 months, and that 6 months and a day. Otherwise, there is a 13% tax.
Yeah, because
Uh,
it's considered a hotel or a short-term rental.
Correct.
So the 6 months plus a day avoids that tax. Now
That is
that
correct.
you can look, there's a snowbird bill that's supposed to extend the amount of time that Canadian snowbirds can stay in the US. Whether that happens or not, you can
Mhm.
sign a rental for 6 months and a day and probably end up saving enough if you're only there for 5 months because of the tax and because of the rate, because
Yeah.
it's going to change. A 3 month rental can often be as expensive or more expensive than a 6 month rental, right?
Yeah, the prices go up the shorter you do it. There is certain buildings in Miami that certainly you can come at a shorter time, but not that many. So then you're pushed to Miami versus Boca Del Rey or Highland Beach, like those places will not rent.
Yeah, and it's important because if you want to live in Boca, why are you going to rent in Miami? I mean, you may as well rent where you're hoping to live.
Mhm.
You could rent in Del Rey and end up living in Boca, but renting in Miami, you're not going to spend enough time in Boca to see if that's where you want to live. So when you get a client from, let's say, Toronto, what is your first step that you go through with them?
Just trying to guide them through the process, like what is their intention is to get a mortgage, is their intention to actually buy cash, because there is quite a bit of different steps that we do versus the steps that are there. Simple as educating them on the fact that they will be going through a process of inspection. So in Canada, you just literally go hard in minutes. I mean, you make a contract, you go to the attorneys, everything gets done. You pay
Right.
your
It's like an
deposit.
engagement. You have an engagement before you get married here, and you do
Here
have
you go
yeah.
through an inspection that it can be 7 days, 10 days, depends on what you would like to do. And then after that, you have either a mortgage contingency or you go into different contingencies. Also, the fact that there is FRIPTA, so they need to learn different things because when
FIRPTA, FYI, because not
Mhm.
everybody knows, is regulated to foreign investment taxes. and also taxes on your accruals and all of your real estate income. So, it's relevant for, especially for Canadians investing in the U.S., setting up. I mean, I still am, uh, I still have to deal with FERPTA, even though I'm a citizen. So it's an issue. So remember, like, Katia understands real estate, understands the market. We have teams of people that understand everything, because we, as realtors and lawyers, even though I don't deal with FERPTA, so I don't advise on that. And we just say, get the right guidance. And that's the key, right? Because at the end of the day, we don't want to be the ones guiding you on items or issues that we really don't understand or that are outside of our scope.
Yeah, and that's the key. Like, we have those connections. Like, I was literally, when Lauren was trying to get in touch with me, I was talking to an attorney. We're going through a transaction right now. It is a Canadian seller, and there is, affidavits that need to be signed. Everything needs to be done in Canada. There is FRIPTA attorneys that are handling it directly. So we have all those connections. So I know that a lot of people try to do it on their own. I wouldn't advise to that. I don't even do transactions without contacting the attorneys. And there is, most of my transactions says that there will be an attorney that will be reviewing it. And there is 3 days. So I'm protecting my buyers. I'm protecting everybody along the way. And again, I'm a realtor. I'm not an attorney. I can't advise on FRIPTA. I'm not a doctor. Yes, I hurt my hand, but I can't take care of it myself. So it's always, people think that they can save even if they rent their own places. I wouldn't advise on that. Just like, reach out to realtors. There is forms here in Florida. We have a standard forms that we are not recreating. Don't do it in a napkin. It's not advisable. The forms that are approved by Florida, there are FAR forms that we have, and we follow them all.
FAR is Florida Association of Realtors.
That's correct. And there is just things that people don't realize, that, if you try to sell your property, you may be missing some details. So yes, everybody can do it on their own, but that's why we go through what we go through, and we are trained. Funny enough, as the attorney for the transaction is calling me right now. So, there is certain things that we do, but plenty of new development also. And I know that Laura mentioned that there is a lot of new development, and some in Palm Beach, depending on what they want to do. Some of them are investment purposes. Some of them you can put back into a rental pool. You can use it for the time that you choose to, and then you put it in the pool. I happen to be a Canadian ambassador for a lot of projects. It's what is called a super broker. And I travel to Canada and I do presentations, and I always bring the developers and people with me. Some of them start at 500,000. Some of them start at 3 million or 4. So depending how close you are to the ocean and the level of amenities. Here in Boca, we have a few projects. We have Alina, we have the Glass House, we have multiple projects. I also represent investors. So some of these projects can have, they can be 5 years old versus brand new. So it depends on what anybody is looking for. We also have here in Boca, and Lauren knows this, we have country clubs. So we are
we do.
We're seeing a lot of people that want specifically for Boca, that they want to have those country clubs. Now, not all the country clubs have memberships available. Some of them you're waiting 10 years. Some of them you're paying $450,000 just for the membership, and that's in Boca. If you go to Hallandale, I just preview one that is $1.3 million for just the membership.
Wow, that is crazy.
Mm-hmm. And they're beautiful. Wow. And literally, we were walking by the golf courses. It's just like looking at, beautiful velvet. It's just a different level. But so we are seeing clients coming at that. And there is still, in that particular project, you can buy something for $2 million, which is a lot of money. But now you see the level of the services are very different as well.
Got it.
Multiple areas, multiple properties, and we have different websites that we can assist. So if anybody's interested, we can certainly share those websites. and they can learn more about each development.
So you're the Canadian ambassador. What if we have somebody from Mexico or Peru? Are you still
I'm
able to?
still the super broker.
Okay.
I do have a couple that literally they call me whenever there is somebody that only speaks Spanish, because even though Florida, we have a lot of Spanish speaking people, not all the projects have the sales team that speaks Spanish. So I do, my brain just changes into Spanish in a second.
Right.
And
But why don't you and Victoria talk a little bit about the appeal of these projects and opportunities to South Americans
yes,
in Spanish? En
in
español.
Spanish. Oh, this is
Sí.
fun. You will have
There
fun
you go.
here. Victoria, hay muchas oportunidades acá y tenemos proyectos a diferentes precios. Lo que yo diría es que la gente nos tiene que avisar a nosotros y nos puede dar una idea de qué es lo que están buscando. Si necesitan algo más cerca de las playas, si necesitan algo más cerca de los colegios, entonces les damos una oportunidad para que vea, porque todo el mundo tiene gente que conoce. Si necesitan nada más que Miami, hay muchos proyectos en Miami. Tengo páginas de web que están especializadas en español también y que les puedo dar todos los detalles y podemos hacer muchas presentaciones. Y dependiendo del tiempo que tienen, si se tienen que mudar, no inmediatamente. Tenemos proyectos que están cerrando. Tengo proyectos como el Well en Bal Harbor, que están en Bay Harbor, que se están completando en agosto de este año. O sea, que si alguien quiere una cosa que tiene más cosas de salud y que comes toda la comida que está más saludable, tengo proyectos así. Tenemos otros proyectos que están en Palm Beach, que es una zona que también hay gente que quiere. Entonces tengo muchas oportunidades y como estaba diciendo en inglés, si es que necesitan información, nosotros no trabajamos solos, tenemos un montón de gente que están disponible al servicio y que también hablan español. Tengo bastante gente, tengo abogados, tengo gente que puede ayudar con los titles, tengo gente que puede ayudar con todo, inclusive inspectores que hablan español.
Muy bien.
Sí.
¿Qué tan complicado dirías, Katia, que es para los que quieren mudarse a Estados Unidos lograr este proceso? Porque pues obviamente mover tu vida de un país a otro pues no es cualquier cosa, ¿no?
Claro.
Entonces, ¿qué tan acompañados dirías que están durante todo el proceso? ¿Cuáles son como algunas de las complicaciones que también podrían encontrar? ¿O ves que este proceso, pues justamente como tienen la ayuda tuya y de Lauren, pues
Sí.
es muy sencillo?
Nosotros lo hacemos más sencillo. Hay un montón de papeles que se tienen que hacer y un montón de steps que se tienen a seguir, pero como te digo, como ella como es el abogado y tiene todos los papeles y yo tengo todo el conocimiento del resto, se lo hacemos más sencillo. Yo no diría que simplemente vayan a un platform como lo de Silo y que miren nomás y que hagan una oferta. Cosas así se tienen que evitar porque nunca van a saber en realidad todos los papeles y toda la información que se tiene que hacer. Es un proceso, no es difícil, simplemente lo tienen que seguir. Y nosotros lo hacemos más sencillo y podemos hacer presentaciones. Hago un montón de transacciones con FaceTime o con cualquier otro nivel que ellos necesiten y de ahí se les enseña todo el proceso y se les enseña todo.
Claro, o sea, además creo que sería complicado, pues, si van a plataformas como Silo o así, pues comprar a ciegas, ¿no? Aquí creo que tienen el respaldo tuyo y de Lauren, como dices, para los papeles, para
sí,
todo lo que son las cuestiones legales, de inmigración, de todo esto.
Claro.
Creo que solo hacer una oferta para una casa, pues a menos serían unas vacaciones muy caras, pero pues creo que si el propósito es invertir y además tener la seguridad de moverse a otro país, tener opciones, creo que
Sí,
siempre es muy
exactamente.
bueno.
Sí.
Entonces, creo que eso sería lo indicado, el contactarse con nosotros para
Sí.
poder hacer este cambio de una forma segura.
Sí, exactamente. Yo me mudé a Canadá desde Perú. O sea que yo hice toda la inmigración para allá y hice toda la inmigración para acá. O sea que contratamos a especialistas para hacerlo, no solamente firmamos los papeles, todo lo hicimos propiamente. Y no, para mudarme acá originalmente fue bien difícil siendo canadiense poder tomar un mortgage, poder hacer todas esas cosas. Ahora sé mejor y ahora ayudo a la gente. Lauren, I was just mentioning that when I moved here from Canada, it was very difficult for me because I did not know the process.
Right, and you had trouble getting a mortgage. I understood.
Yeah, so now, eso es lo más importante, que tengan a la gente que pueda ayudarlos por atrás. Y eso
You
es
have to have the right people in your team so that they can help with all of these different elements and not just any single element. It's got to be a comprehensive team, and that's why Katia is a part of our team. You know, we're not at the same company, but we help each other and help our clients, because at the end of the day, we want the same thing for them, which is a smooth process, a smooth journey to the US, a smooth journey to investing, to buying your home. I mean, this is a big move. It's not small, and we've been through it. Yes, Katia, you moved more than once. I only moved once, but it's a big deal. I got it.
Yeah, different immigration processes from going from Peru to Canada and from there to there.
Were you a kid when you went from Peru to Canada, or was that when you
When
got
I
married?
started traveling, I was about 8.
Oh,
Then I went back to Peru, and then I officially moved to Canada. I think it was in 88.
got it.
So that's when I moved full time.
Well, we thank you for your time. We thank you for your candor. We thank you for your partnership. And it's a pleasure working with you. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Muchas gracias. And
I love that.
ciao. I have to go do my Duolingo now.
Oh, love it. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, everybody.
you.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye for now. Bye.
Thank you.